Good evening. It is a pleasure to stand before you this evening. We, Gavaliers, have the privilege to learn together, teach each other, and learn from each other. But I just wish I could say the same about those who are behind walls in these juvenile centers. Oh, how I wish it were true. I just wish I could say the same about those behind those walls. Those are the broken people who need our help. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Gavaliers, and guests. We have kids who are coming from broken families, broken society, broken communities, and a broken system. And instead of pulling them up, instead of helping them out, we force them behind these walls and still expect them to be proud to be American. We are not trying to integrate them into our society. We are not trying to give them a sense of belonging. What we need to do is give them the sense of feeling worthy and not beat them down until they feel worthless. Juvenile centers are not the solution to these problems. What we need to do is figure out the answer to the most important question, which is, how do they get there? Researchers say 100% of these crimes that are caused by these kids are because they come from one of the main three categories: broken families, poorly funded communities, or abusive environments. Any combination of those three causes a child to end up living a wasted life that we all shun and avoid to look at. But if you haven't experienced any of those, then you end up with a life like ours here. Kids who come from broken families suffer from self-esteem problems and trust issues. And responsible adults should be working hard to help these kids gain back their self-esteem, to get out of these broken families, and to work on a better lifestyle. The second issue, poorly funded communities. We all know nothing good comes out of poorly funded communities. Things such as high crime rate, alcohol use, drug abuse, dropouts, all of those are at an all-time high. And every year it goes up. And every day it goes up. And every minute and every second it continues to go up. It is the last issue that us as Gavaliers can work together to help, which is abusive environments. And one of the most common abusive environments that we face or that we see or that we know of is bullying, which occurs not only inside but also outside of schools. Bullying forces a child to either drop out or commit suicide. And those who are bullied are because they are forced in the very society that put them in these conditions because nobody wants to go out to help them. And then when they end up with a wasted life, they are then sent to these centers where they are neglected, where they don't get better but only get worse. Gavaliers, that's where we start. We start here. Let us help those who are not as fortunate as us. Because for us to get where we are today is because of the support and the push from everyone else that's around us that pushes us to be the best that we can. So let us help those who are not as fortunate. Let us help those who are not as talented as us. Let us help those who are not as goal-focused as we are. And I'm not saying this because I am above the struggles. I'm not saying this because I know all the answers. And I'm not saying this because I'm not broken. Because I am broken. Because you are broken. Because if you live in a broken community, you all are broken. Because if you love someone or care for someone that comes from a broken society or a broken family, then we all are broken too. Gavaliers, it was a pleasure to share this with you. But I just wish I could share it with those who are behind walls in those juvenile centers. I just wish I could share it with them. Because as a society, I believe we all can do better. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.